Greetings, Game Master Player here for our next Dungeon Master powwow. I don't know, I'm not sure what to call it really sometimes. So, last time we're talking about the kingdoms, the dragon, or the fact that there's a dragon again, the necromancer, and things like that. And, you know, I'm building the story and changing some things and as I go. And so far, I'm also considering, I'm considering putting a twist on the dragon. I think I'm going to have it a bronze or brass dragon that has a reddish tinge to it. Like it's been cursed or something, I'm going to go with. So that's what it looks like. It's going to basically look like a red dragon because both the brass and the red breathe fire. It's going to have this metallic flake to it look, obviously, and I'm going to basically say that everyone believes it's a red dragon. It's going to be all about red dragon, red dragon, red dragon. So, and the dragon's actually going to be brass. I think I said brass, yeah. And it's going to be a good guy. So the dragon is actually trying to help the people up here stay away from that lich. So, apologize, got some shoe issues. So I think that would be kind of a cool, interesting twist on things, making it so where you've got your main enemy that isn't really your enemy at all. And I'm going to say that the dragon's going to be cursed and possibly hurt. So that would make things more interesting, right? You know, that'll throw everybody for a loop. That means that they're going to have to open up with dialogue. They're going to have to talk to the dragon. That's going to be the best thing they can do is talk to the dragon as opposed to ignoring it and just being jerks. So, that's what I'm going to work on. So, I've got that accomplished so far. So basically everything's been about set. I've got, in the north, I've got a storm giant that is hurting mammoths, who is another protector that the wizard knows about, talks to the main wizard. I don't have a name for him yet still. And I'm going to incorporate that into the fact that I'm not sure he's going to know that the dragon is a good guy. I think I'm going to leave that out. So we've got multiple forces for good trying to help everybody out. So I kind of like that one. And then I'm going to use the backstory for the player character, Wizard, who has the Iron Golem in his backstory. And I'm going to create something that the Iron Golem is either protecting or ordered to maintain or something like that. And it's going to have to be something worthwhile. And I think I'm going to include some ruins from an ancient civilization, because, you know, you've got to have those in most fantasy settings, to where they can gain maybe some portal hopping abilities, so they can go from gateway to gateway or something like that, so they can kind of fast travel between places. And that way, they can actually, you know, they don't need the horse and the cart and things like that as much. And again, make things a little bit easier on me, by making things a little bit easier on them. Should help with logistics and everything else, and that's kind of where I want to go. I want to get rid of a lot of this extra. So, again, no, the alms, no. So maybe I'll do something like that. I'll incorporate some of the new weapon ideas I've been thinking about, like the sword that does necrotic damage, or a weapon that does necrotic damage. I do know there's weapons that activate or can only be used when they let blood, but that's a cheap way to do it. I might say that every so many hit points of damage it takes, or it deals, it'll kind of heal charges that way. So devices can have charges, and it'd be kind of a cool way to go. That might be a good option. Let's see what else. And I gotta start developing some of these items, and they're gonna be part of the ancient civilization, and some of these unique items that I'm gonna come up with. So I've been working on those for my games as my games go by. The first one, like I said, is start doing things like, you know, a dagger or something, you know, sacrificial dagger, sure, does extra necrotic damage. Or maybe have something that does extra not holy damage. I can't remember the other. I don't know if it's not celestial, but something like that. You know, maybe it is holy damage, or I don't know. Just different things like that. I'm going to go with different options like that. So we're going to have some unique weapons and armors and equipment coming up. It's going to we're going to see how the player characters are going to do with their treasure rolls. They actually rolled for 4 items on the F table, which is fantastic. and they've gotten another 150 gold worth of artwork that they're going to be able to cash out. So they basically only lost 10 gold pieces basically in doing this trade up. So that's not too bad. They still have almost 200 gold pieces. That's pretty good. And we'll see if these items that they get, these random items that they get, will be worthwhile. Now, I'm also going to seed in another item. I've got a totem device that'll be able to summon an actual, excuse me there, truck, summon a wolf to assist, and I might actually do something else similar to that as well. I'm not sure, but we're gonna have the warlock get an item no matter what. I've got 4 more items coming up for the players that were there, which I pretty much think I had everybody. It was a full house. Was it a full house? I'm trying to remember now. I think I had a full house that last time, so that's good. So I actually had 7 people there, so half of them are going to get items. Actually, more than half, because they rolled 4, they got 5, so maybe I should come up with 2 more things. Make it kind of fair, add a few things in for everybody else, and I might do that. I'll see what they roll first, and then maybe I'll tack on a few other mundane items to make it worth their while. Yeah. See, because the thing is, then everybody gets something, and nobody's being left out. That'll be a good idea. So, and we've got a few ideas, like the warlock's also, we've got to buy him a short sword. The goal is to get him a short sword, because he could use a long sword too, but he needs the finesse. So we're going to do short sword. We're going to do, a few items like that, so he's going to be able to find one. It's just going to be in bad shape. So this last game, which goes back a couple of vlogs now at this point, where they found the pirate ship had that item that did necrotic damage. Well, I had a player, very intelligent one on this part, asked if any of their equipment or stuff had taken damage, and what happened is that this necrotic damage hurt anything that was living or was once living. So any organic material, basically, it decayed everything. So you've got everything decaying, including the sails, the wood of the boat itself, everything is just falling apart. So the players, and since it's treated wood, it lasts a little bit longer, but so the players' gear that they have themselves, well, how is that affected? So I told them, I said, well, everything's going to look old and worn, including stuff like your fingernails and hair, stuff that isn't quite growing anymore. At the end of your hair has already been grown. It's kind of dead already. So they're going to look, that's going to be gray. It's going to look they're all going to look kind of worn and old. And then in a few days, they wash off, the layer of skin because your skin sheds all the time. That's what dust is. So when the skin washes off a little bit, they can scrub it off. They can scrub off the dead skin, the dead outer layer of your skin. The hair is going to be able, they can get their hair cut. They can get their nails clipped, and everything will go back to normal within, like a week at most. So there's that. All their leather items are going to look very worn. All their organic materials are going to look very worn and stuff, comparatively, because most of the stuff's new. So they instantly look like they've got experience. Haha. But all the inorganic stuff's going to look perfectly fine. So their metal weapons and things are going to be perfect. No issues whatsoever. So I've got that, and a good idea the player asked that, because I'm also going to have it affect their food. So I don't know if anybody brought food with them, but if they did, it's going to affect their food. So maybe they might have to get some new food. That's something else. Again, working with what I've got, that might be a good idea. What else? What else can I do? They've got gold. I'm going to try to chop out some of the copper. I'm going to keep some in there. I'm going to try and chop some of the copper and silver out, because they were wanting to convert that all anyway. And I think they spent almost all their copper and a lot of their silver last time, because they don't want to carry so much. Now, I am a fan of having, a specific count of currency. And there's players that just want to convert everything into gold. And then another player said, it's a real dick move when you want to buy a loaf of bread that's like a copper or two, and you give them a gold piece and expect change. Well, yeah, it's true. Hey, I've got something that's like worth 3 cents, and you give me $1. Or I go to the grocery store and I buy a gallon of milk and I pay with 100. Why would you do that? So hopefully they keep track of their currency correctly, and I think it'll be cool. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, but still, so I got some unique items I'm going to work on, unique properties I'm going to work on. Make it a little bit, it's going to feel a little bit more like a video game because of it, but I like the variety. You know, I have a sword that does like 1 point of necrotic damage, extra. It's just extra, +2, and it's necrotic damage. So I can technically have a better weapon, but not necessarily better. You know, cold damage, fire damage, and it's not a full die, it's not a full, you know, and if I do want to do like a full D4, like I'll break it up D4, D6, D8, D12 even. So it has a wider random range of damage and capability. I think that'd be a good idea too. I think that'll be a fantastic way to keep things fresh and keep, you know, people wondering, what should I do? What should I use? I could do extra damage. Maybe it'd be worth it. You know, stuff like that. So now I've basically spilled my entire story up to this point. Now moving forward past the outpost, that's going to be out by the water. That's going to be an ogre, or not ogre, an orc attack site. And like right off the bog that the goblins have been traveling through. So that's going to be an interesting game piece as well, because now I'm going to introduce the orcs who basically raid by boat, and then I'm going to introduce the goblins. And the goblins, now the necromancer's been helping out the goblins. Well, let me take that back. The necromancer's been helping out some of the goblins. The ones that necromancer could sway to his side, I think it would be him. I don't know yet. The one they could sway to his side are, you know, they're going to have a different lair or whatever, and that's where we're going to leave the flesh golem with all of the important items that the necromancer has, and the goblins are going to respect them. Now the leaders that have been ousted and those that are still somewhat loyal that made it, there's going to be another goblin horde, gaggle, you know, I don't know, clutch, a clutch of goblins. I don't know what to call more than one goblin. So not quite a horde, it won't be that much, but so I got an idea of getting them involved, and it's gonna be multiple sides then of the fight, and that'll be pretty interesting. And the reason, going back to a long time ago, and the reason why there was a kobold skeleton they found, because the necromancer came across a kobold when he was going through the mountains and killed a bunch and animated them as protectors. So he happened to have one with, and his magic died there, and just let it go for some reason. Not sure what exactly the specifics. It's irrelevant now, but you know, so I'm going to have a few of his things around, and he's going to know some illusion spells and have access to certain items, but I don't know if I'm going to have him have the ability to send for help or send anything back. I think I might put a kibosh to that and just see what they can do, see what the players are going to come up with, and how to stop this guy. Because that's kind of the important part, is how the players are going to stop this guy. This guy's pretty intelligent, he has some resources. And the reason I want to say his resources, and those are going to be tailor fit, is because he's got his groups, his stuff and his group stuff. They're dead. I'm going to have them be dead. So they killed the party. I'm going to have the scouts kill the last party, and that's why this party came through. That might work. And then the dragon did some damage and got the kobolds involved. That's a better idea. So that's good. So that way I can prevent this other guy's, or this necromancer's party members from being resurrected, because, you know, they're half incinerated. They're basically, you know, they were meal. You know, well, the dragon wouldn't eat them, but, you know, they were basically destroyed for the most part, so they can't come back to life. Fine. So whatever items and stuff he can take off of them, perfect. He's got them. He's got his own little treasure hoard of things that he's found, and I think I might have him have some clues to the ancient civilization, so then I can introduce that as a major story element down the road, so then the players can focus on having another story piece and distract them long enough from the dragon to be able to have more story elements come into play and have the players level up more before they face the dragon entirely. Good idea. So now that I've gotten that part out of the way, hopefully that'll be enough between a few orc raids, taking care of the goblin situation, and maybe the kobolds, and some of this ancient civilization stuff that might be more automaton powered. I might have, or I don't want to use undead. I'm going to be using undead with this necromancer. So maybe automatons, constructs, whatever, you know, things like that. Maybe they'll be ready to face the dragon. And then it'll be basically the end of my campaign. So, because this is a short-term campaign, potentially, not necessarily the end of the world or end of the story, it's just going to be the end of this campaign. And then decide where the players are going to go from there. Hopefully they save the dragon, they may not. They may kill the dragon. I don't know. But I'm also introducing the fact that there is another way through the mountain. There's got to be another way through the mountain, and was it done by magic? Maybe I'll have it that they did it by magic. They traveled through areas of the mountain by magic, and that's how they were able to get through. I don't know. Maybe there's ruins in the mountains, and went to a chamber, and they used this magical teleportation circle thing, or portal, gateway, ray beam, I don't know. I don't want it to be quite the same, but I don't want to make it completely different though either. So maybe I'll do it that way. There'll be some sort of, whatever the transportation, teleportation, technology, science, magic, whatever, I don't care what it's going to be at this point. Whatever that is going to be, they're going to have found some on the other side, and that's how the first team went through. But until the team reports back, they don't know if it works. The first people could have gone through and been completely decimated. No idea. So I'll do that until they send a second team, which they might send a second team. I don't know. And I see how much time goes by. Maybe that'll be the crunch time for the players. So it's to get back in the mountains and find this portal, or this I don't know, whatever it might be. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe I'll do it that way. So that way I can start a clock. But they know they're gonna be gone for a while and secure the area and things like that. So maybe I'll give it a few months before anything else goes through. And then you know what? If anything else goes through and I already have the kobolds are gonna be there, that sounds like a good idea. Have the kobolds be there, and the kobolds will be able to do damage to whoever comes through, maybe even defeat them, depending on how many and such that there is. Yeah, there we go. I've got it covered. So if anybody does come through, eventually the kobolds will die due to attrition for each scouting party that comes through, possibly. Or they might even seal the chamber themselves by just collapsing. And kobolds aren't stupid. I'm not going to treat them like they're stupid. They're not the most intelligent, of course, but they're not stupid. So, okay, let's see, working things out. We're working things out here. I'm happy for your input. You're actually helping me a lot. At least I hope it was the input that I used. So, if you have any other suggestions, though, please put them in the comments below. I really want to know if there's any other good ideas that I should use. But I think I've got most of it covered. I think I might include a beholder somewhere, because beholders are just cool, and they're classic D&D type, and people really don't really use them that much anymore. For the last games that I've played, the beholder was very underutilized. So maybe the beholder and some of the other ones are part of this ancient ruins, like a trap beholder, might be down in one section or whatever. We'll see. I'll take it. I'll take it from there. So, but anyway, thank you everybody. That will conclude this current vlog. I will be back next week with another set of vlogs on this game matter. I hope to have another game put in hopefully this weekend, because today is the 17th of May. I don't know when this video is going to go up. I hope I can get it up today. I can't guarantee anything, but if I can get it put up, then maybe I could the next vlog will talk about the game that happens this upcoming, potentially Saturday, maybe Friday, I don't know. I'm going to be at a convention. I'm going to be, but a lot of my players are going to be there, so we'll see what we can do. So thank you everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.